A new exotic sword is obtainable in the final shape. The same sword found on your guardian's grave back in the corridors of time. Today we discuss. Before we jump in, the expansion's only been out for a few days, but this video will contain spoilers. This information takes place after the main campaign. So here's your warning if you like to skip out of the video or skip ahead. At the end of the campaign, you get a bunch of different quests. One of them happens to be an exotic quest that unlocks a brand new exotic sword, the Ergo Sum. This takes you across the Pale Heart in a bunch of different steps. You encounter Savathun, find light and dark, and claim your destiny in the end. Check out this epic moment when you claim the sword.
We stand together on the precipice of annihilation. All our battles and all our losses have led to this moment. One final battle against the architect of the collapse. One last step together into the end.
In spite of all the power the Witness has, we stand undefeated. We have endured endless tragedies, endless losses. But we come back fighting. Today is no different.
Just a god of darkness. We got this, right?
Together, we do.
So the sword is very interesting for a variety of reasons. Gameplay-wise, you can get a bunch of different perks which make it do some epic things. The design looks pretty sick, a ghost at the bottom of the hilt. And also the lore and implications behind this thing. We've seen generic swords in Destiny that look kind of similar to this, but I believe this one has a specific purpose, or reference. And if you played in Season of the Dawn, you know what I'm going to talk about already. During that season, the Guardian was able to walk the corridors of time, a place the Vex used to traverse different timelines. After a long maze path and community effort, we found a new exotic quest which led us here, to your Guardian's grave. Listen to this.
Thank you for coming. We've gathered here today to celebrate the life of my mentor, my inspiration. They called him Crota's End. The Hive Kingslayer. The young wolf. Hero of the Red War. The man who avenged Gate 6. He had 100 titles I do not recall. And he died doing what he does best, defending the last city of humanity. Ages ago, he saved my life, and then inspired me to save myself. I am glad that he did, because travel will help us. He is gone. There is no one to save us now. On the day we met, I decided I would follow his example. I'm still trying. I've marked this grave with one of his favorite weapons, shattered in that final confrontation. It used to be mine. All who find what we've left here, please leave it be. Unless you're still out there somewhere. You've performed miracles before. In which case, take it and come back to us. And we'll kill what killed you. Or die trying.
The weapon Saint 14 discusses in that dialogue was believed to be Bastion, that's what the exotic quest back then was for, but also seen on your tomb was the Ergo Sum sword we now have in the final shape. So the corridors of time were different possibilities, and so far while we do have the Ergo Sum, we didn't die yet. Maybe we do in the raid or final 8th mission. By no means a final death, the destiny is going to continue, they wouldn't just kill your guardian. Maybe something short, your ghost revives you. But at this current moment in the final shape, just after the main story before the raid, nothing has happened. We just have the sword. The implications are still there that it could, but overall it's a nice throwback to some nostalgic moments to our guardian's past and journey. It was your destiny to claim this weapon, be the protector of the Traveler. Some people say this is just a generic sword like the Vanguard swords, but to those of us who know the lore, there seem to be too many connections. The writers clearly thought this through with the connections and plot lines. The line when we acquire it, claim your destiny, is kind of cool. The lore of this weapon backs this up even further that we're the protector of the Traveler, claiming a sword to do so. The lore card is quite long and I want to save it for a video on the Traveler as it mainly speaks about the Traveler and how it's tried to reach out but can't. But I will read some of the most interesting paragraphs and text here. The Traveler awakens after a long silent period, unsure of the time that has passed. With gentle attempts to reach out, it goes unheard. This could likely be the first time near the precursors of the Witness. As a celestial body, it feels the immense weight of its existence while appearing weightless to those who admire it, choosing silence to protect them from abandoning their dreams. In a lighthouse-like role, it signals warnings to protect a village from impending danger, but the warnings go unheeded, endangering everyone including itself. It reaches out to protect the inhabitants from a lurking danger symbolized by a shark, driven by an overwhelming need to save them. It tries to warn them, but it can't. Burdened with immense knowledge and responsibility, it wishes to connect but is overwhelmed by the endless accumulation of tasks. As a prisoner, it refuses to share its burden with those who demand it, recognizing the crushing weight it bears. It reaches across a chasm, watching others fall into darkness, and is surprised when no one returns to offer help. Drowning in the struggle against overwhelming forces, it finds hope in the form of someone reaching out to save it, mustering its last strength to grasp a weapon, ready to fight back. You are drowning, the water roils dragging you down, and you are tired, so tired. The deep dark ocean has gotten into your lungs, droplets of ink dispersing in silver blood. This time, you think, this time it is won. But when you look up, you see a figure diving toward you, fighting their way down through the suffocating waves, reaching out just like you've reached out to them so many times before. You have so little strength left, but you do have it. That last gasp of air in your chest. You reach back, and in your hand is a sword. So the card clearly speaks about the Traveler. It's been suffocating in this last moment when it thinks it's about to fail, likely against the Witness in the final mission. Someone is fighting their way down through those suffocating waves to help the Traveler, your guardian. It says in your hand is a sword. Now we physically get the Ergo Sum sword, but in the Traveler's struggle in the Pale Heart, it also helps us and gives us weapons, the Aegis, and in that final mission, the Traveler's sword itself. Picking it up, we are able to do some damage to the Witness.
Subjugator down. Sword. Grab it, Guardian. Traveler's not free yet, but it's still trying to help us. We've got our opening into the darkness.
We're still fighting our way through. Don't wait for us.
Here we go.
In darkness, we saw ourselves.
So does this mean anything for the final mission? It could. or just could be a great world building moment and bridging to our Guardian's journey by the narrative team. Guess we'll have to wait and see in a couple of days. Anyway Guardians, that's all we got for today's video, some explanation of the new exotic, the Ergo Sum, and the lore behind it. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.